I was kind of in my first area. I was initiated as a missionary with some really great member missionary experiences. In the first ward I served in, there was a family that was just on fire about missionary work. They were the Cousins, was their last name, and all the members of the family just had a real testimony about missionary work and just a real zeal to find and help and share the gospel. And when we first came to that area, my companion and I were both new to the area because missionaries had been out of the area for a while. There had been some incident where they had to take missionaries out, and there were some less than good feelings about the missionaries because of whatever had happened. But after having been there a couple of weeks, this family felt like a family that they had been preparing and had in their home and had been talking to about the gospel. They felt comfortable enough to trust us to begin to teach them. And that was an experience, again, that was right at the front end of my mission and kind of set the tone for me spiritually, as far as conversion and the opportunity to teach, because we were able to take this young family. It was a husband and a wife and their children, none of whom were baptism age, but a little new family. We were able to kind of take that family all the way through the discussions from beginning to end and teach them. So all of these role play experiences I'd had in the MTC for so long, and all the studying and companionship study of teaching each other discussions, finally was put into real life play when we got to sit in the home of this wonderful member family and teach their friends. And we felt this great responsibility and this trust to do it just right. And we learned what you are taught in the MTC, which is it's not really you, it's the Spirit that's teaching anyway. And I had the opportunity to go through that process, and it was just a great, it was just a spiritual tutoring for me through that process to start teaching them, even though they're friends. The Cousins had given them some background on the church and shared with them different things. As we moved through the actual discussion process, we had a chance to teach the actual principles of the gospel. And of course, as you teach and as you testify, your own testimony, your own convictions are solidified. And when you're doing that as a missionary for the first time, it's just an emotion that's so overwhelming, and there's a lot of gratitude and just a lot of sensitivity that's happening there that was so critical to my growth as a missionary. So, and as it turns out, the mother was actually baptized first. The father didn't feel like he was quite ready, but she didn't want to wait. And as much as we felt like it would be best for them to be baptized together, we ended up at the council of our mission president baptizing the mother first, and then eventually the father was baptized, and then during the course of that time, their oldest son was baptized as well. So that experience to me was just kind of it was the catalyst that I needed to say, okay, this really works. Like this is how teaching the gospel works. This is how it feels. This is how it's supposed to be. And the Cousins have to this day remain good friends. Their kids have all grown up, and we still, when we see each other, talk about that experience with this family in their home and how much it meant to all of us to have that experience together and to have those neat moments that only happen when the Holy Ghost is testifying of gospel principles, especially for the first time as you start to talk about things, gospel things that mean so much to you with a family that's seeking and genuinely interested in knowing what's right, and then seeing them make changes to bring their lives in alignment with the gospel. That was a profound experience for me, and one that set the tone for the rest of my mission. I wanted to have experiences like that. I kind of really was always striving to have that great experience where a member could bring a family into a home and we could teach them, and I was so grateful for that, to have that and to lean on that the rest of my mission.